What I'm trying to do is to adjust your reality. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make you understand what is happening in the world in a way that I want you to grasp. It's not necessarily the truth. It's not false. It's the way I want you to see it. I was watching a documentary about one of my favorite directors, Sidney Lumet. And he was describing what a director does and what he does and how he is trying his best to take the script, but to make you understand it and see things certain ways. He's got the lines. He understands the story. He kind of sees how things work, but he is still looking at things in a way that defines the reality that he wants you, the viewer, to understand. And that's what I want you to understand. I don't want to sit around and play games. I don't want to play conspiracy theories. I don't want to use the same jargon, the same usual stuff to talk about, DARPA and quote the usual people. I don't want to rehash Alex Jones. I don't want to do that. What I want you to understand, and I know I'm failing because there is simply just no way you can possibly understand how weird things are. There's no way you can possibly understand this. But tomorrow begins the 1 year time frame to the election. 1 year. The most important election ever. Could Trump win? If he wins, historically, it'll be the second time since Grover Cleveland that a president won 2 non-consecutive terms. That's for sure. What will he do? What will he change? What can he undo? What can he unravel? What can he fix? Can anything be fixed? I don't want to talk about how great and MAGA this and MAGA that, and he's great and he's going to... No. What can he do? Can he win? And assuming they don't steal it again legally, because they did. I mean, you know this, right? They stole the election legally. There's no way Joe Biden won legally. Well, there's no way he won, but they stole it legally. We know this. We know this. We know what happened with that. We know what happened with COVID. We know what happened. You understand this? We know. We're not pretending anymore. Can they do it again? Can they do it again to him? I want to talk about that. I want to talk about reality, and I want to talk about how Americans view this, and I want to talk about what needs to be done and how we have to really pay attention as to what's happening right now. I want you to listen carefully. I want you to subscribe to the channel. I want you to hit that little bell so you're notified of new streams and to activate it as well. And I want you to listen and sit back and buckle up and get ready, because tonight is going to be a little surreal, a little different, and a little, well, you'll see. This is not for the squeamish and not for the unimaginative. And now, my friends, please listen to this incredibly important word from our sponsor. Dark clouds are gathering as markets shudder. Stocks are sinking, currency stumbling, fear and uncertainty reign. The Middle East, Ukraine, Taiwan, the debt, it's endless. Yet one asset stands firm: gold. In crisis after crisis, gold is there in the background. Its enduring value guards against loss, like a missile shield against incoming. While paper wealth burns, gold persists. Shield your savings against looming threats: war, recession, contagion, and avoid the frenzied panic of the unprepared. Take control in the chaos. Fortune favors decisive action. Get hold of gold now before it's out of reach. And right now, Noble Gold Investments offers a free 5-ounce America the Beautiful coin with every new IRA. Claim your free coin today to secure your financial future. As this new storm gathers, panic looms. And some of the places you were thinking of for your money, well, They don't look so clever anymore. Secure your future against disaster now. Open a Noble Gold Investments IRA and claim your free bullion coin today. Go to LionelNationGold.com. That's LionelNationGold.com. LionelNationGold.com, the only gold company I trust. And remember, there's always a risk of investment and there's no guarantee of any kind. The man makes so much sense. Let me talk about what's happening right now. And before we begin, let me start off with a couple of premises that I hope you understand, I hope you grasp, and I hope you see this, and I hope you don't take this the wrong way, because I'm going to tell you the reality of what's happening. First of all, Americans, okay? Americans are what I'm stuck with. I love these people. They're great people, but they're clueless, especially now. I have never met a dumber group of people in my life. Dumb, incurious, uneducated, boorish. I mean, even at the highest quote level, which is pretty much ignored by most people, I am still seeing a disconnect that I never imagined would even be possible. A complete and total disconnect. Do you think Americans care about Israel? Absolutely not. What do Americans think about Israel? They don't know. Something about Jews or something, I guess. Maybe. They don't know. I mean, they pretend they do, but they don't. They don't understand it. Do they understand what the notion of even, forget, but just Judaism? How about just Judaism? How about just plain old, do they understand that? No, of course not. Do they understand what it is? No. I mean, they see, they know maybe a few Jews in their town. They know there have been Jewish actors, and there have been people that know Woody Allen and the Borscht Belt, and they're kind of funny, and some wear funny hats, and some are Orthodox, and some maybe wear a kippah or a yarmulke, but they're kind of like the Amish. They don't really, whatever. I don't think most people are anti-Semitic. I don't think most Americans are anti-Semitic in the least. In the least, I don't think at all. I just don't think they just understand or they care. They just don't. It doesn't mean anything. And then when you mention Israel, they say, "Oh, okay, well." Another problem in Israel. Israel was born out of war. It's always been in war since 1948, since 75 years. It's been in war. What do you want? What do you want there to be? Of course there's going to be war. That's the way those people are. They fight, I don't know. But to most Americans, Jews are like the Amish. They don't know anything about anything. They just don't know. They don't understand what this is about. But America knows the bad guy. And as Sidney Lumet, I think, when directing this movie, would say, we're going to focus on the bad guy. We're not going to talk about who Israelis are, what Jews are. No. Let's talk about the bad guys. And we're going to take a couple of rules, and this is what's going to be done and could be done and will be done if you want to see Trump win. If you don't want to see Trump win, continue on. It's going to be tough because Trump's doing enough things as it is that aren't helping. Let's go through the rules, shall we? Number one. One of the things which is the most interesting is that 9/11 gave us a real interesting series of bad guys. We didn't have any bad guys before 9/11. We really didn't. There's World War II, but that was a long time ago. Vietnam was, the bad guys were over there. They were kind of like over there. They did Vietnamese, VC, NVA. They didn't, Ho Chi Minh didn't bother us. It was over there. They seem kind of, backwards, prehistoric. Some little guy with the pajamas on and a bag of rice and a rifle and thongs. And I mean, we're going to kick their ass, right? But that's what we thought about them. But they were over there. North Koreans, I don't even know what the hell that is. They're over there. Nobody even no people still don't know. World War I is more familiar to most people than this. It doesn't matter. But 9/11 came along. Why is that important? 9/11 came along and gave us the quintessential bad guy, the Arab, Muslim. We don't even know what to call them. They had names like Al Qaeda, ISIS, ISIL. Every time we learned a name, they grew and they changed. But they all kind of looked the same. They all sort of spoke the same language, kind of. And like the NVA, like the Vietnamese or the Viet Cong, they were terrorists. They didn't have uniforms and they wore bandanas and they kind of popped out of nowhere. And they were like bushwhackers and snipers and they were just, ooh. And they wore funny hats and they had funny names and they eat funny food and they're just funny. They're scary people. We don't understand these people. And they bend and they 50 years ago, they would have been like, oh, the Arabian Nights. Oh, those are cool. They had them with the shoes. They had those like genies and, they we knew who they were. Muslim, camels and midnight at the Oasis. Yeah, right. Yeah, whatever. But 9/11 changed it. 9/11 cemented in our mind the bad guy. And I would love to be the Sidney Lumet now and say, let me give you an image of what you have to look for. It's very, very simple. Americans, listen carefully, because remember, Americans don't read and Americans don't know anything. Number one, they are coming here. Those people. Not the Jews. Not the Israelis. Oh, no. I mean, the Jews are here. Oh, no. Those guys. Hamas. We're going to give them one name. We're not going to go through the different iterations of everything. Hezbollah, Sadr Army, Houthis, Al-Aqsa Brigade. No. Palestinian Authority. No. Gaza. Oh, God. Too many words. Is Gaza a city? Hamas a city? What is? No. We're going to give you one word. A one-size-fits-all. Hamas. That's it. Hamas. Those guys. The paraglider terrorists, Hamas. The ones who kidnap the people, Hamas. The ones who rape the woman, Hamas. The ones who killed the woman, Hamas. The ones who took the elderly and the handicapped and the kidnappers and the bushwhackers and these, Hamas. Kidnapping citizens, Hamas. IDF is army. IDF is military. IDF is, right? This is a way to, this is different. This is Hamas. They wear bandanas. They're underground. They're like in the tunnels. Who are in tunnels? They're just subterranean, like rats, they're just under and they come up and then they hide. This is the way, this is it. And Hamas are here. And they came through the porous borders. Now remember, this is the movie I'm creating. Is this true? I'm creating a movie. I'm creating a narrative. I don't know if what I'm saying is not true, but you could argue, well, wait a minute, the Palestinian, no, I'm not gonna, you distinguish. I'm going to create the situation. You're going to spend the rest of your time distinguishing this. I'm not worried about that. You're going to do that. You're going to correct me. I'm going to say something, and you're going to have to stop your campaign to say, no, he's conflating this and blah, 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 blah. That's what he's doing. Let them do it. You understand what's happening? This is what a Sidney Lumet, this is what a movie is. I'm creating a movie, a narrative. And then I'm going to say, you see these people in the street? Look at them wearing. Now, remember, a headgear, a veil, a hijab, a turban, a burnous, whatever you want to call it, can be one of two things. It can be benign, or it can be symbolic of the bad guys. You tell me. And if my audience is American, the American voter, oh, forget it. This is the easiest thing in the world. Easiest thing in the world. They're going to say, oh my God, look at them. Crazy. And I'm going to say, where do you think this was? This is my movie. I'm going to start off with people, young people, screaming, saying words and maybe things you don't know in a language you don't understand, just talking about death to Israel and death to Israel and death to the Jews and death to this and death to America. And I'm going to say, where do you think this is? Where was this? In Ramallah? In Beirut? No. This was in San Francisco. This was in Cincinnati. This was in Madrid. This is here. These people are here. This isn't over there. They're here. This is Hamas. And then they will say, no, it's not Hamas. Those are Palestinians. You figure that out. I want to get the American voter, and I'm going to say, oh, that's Hamas. This is the easiest thing in the world. You want to make this thing make sense? You do this. And say, oh, by the way, and you know where they are? They're already here. They're already here. And you know who they're here courtesy of? Joe Biden. Joe Biden, who cares so much about Israel. Joe Biden, who cares so much about stopping terrorism. Joe Biden, who cares so much about protecting Israel's borders, but doesn't give a damn about your borders. That's Joe Biden. That's the Democratic Party. How do you like them apples? That's the way I'd say it. See how that works? See? And have Joe Biden. Well, Joe Biden's gone. You know that, right? How long have I been telling you? How long have I been telling you about Gavin Newsom? Since I can remember. I've been telling you this. And then you sometimes would say, but I don't like Gavin Newsom. And I'm saying, I didn't ask you what you like. I'm telling you the way it's going to be. It's Gavin Newsom. Capiche? You get it? Trump has the chance to take 2024, and there's nothing the radical left Wokies can do about it. Nothing. I'm going to create a narrative because October the 7th changed everything. That was Independence Day. That's everything changed. Everything. You're so brilliant. You didn't even see it. You had one of the strongest contingents of the left, of the Democratic left, the Jewish liberal. Prototypical, archetypically furious and determined in their resolve. Absolutely, without a doubt, 100% guaranteed to be, what's the word? In your corner. Okay? In your corner. The American Jew, for the longest time, so so progressive, so liberal. Oh my God. Hollywood, liberals, Norman Lear. Oh my God. Even during the House On-American Activities, HUAC, and whatever, a lot of the folks who were communists, considered to be they weren't communists. These were rabid, if you will, red-blooded American liberals. Jewish. This was the mainstay. This was your foundation. You could always turn to the Jew, the American Jew, and say, you're right. What are you doing? What are you doing? You turned your back on them. They're saying, whoa, wait a minute, hold it. What? You're doing what? What is happening here? You're seeing dissension within the Democratic Party. These people These folks in the street, they're not Democrats. They're not liberals. They're into this Hamas. You say Palestinian, I say Hamas. Into this rabid, fire-breathing, sword rattling, this fire, these firebrands. Dear God, are you seeing what's happening here? Are you? Are you aware of this? Does it not blow your mind? Can you not believe what is happening here? You're turning your back. American Democrats, they don't care about you. There is no cohesion. You, the American Jew, have been the standard bearer for historically, which was prototypically, um, uh, I guess, fundamentally leftist or I'm telling you the truth. And what did you do? Now you got Amy Schumer over here, and she's with this guy and Borat, and they're going against this other contingent, this other group of people who are basically saying, oh no, we're for Hamas, even though they're going to say, no, we're for Palestine. Remember that. I'm Sidney Lumet. I'm the director. In my movie, this is called about Hamas. This is not about differentiation between this and that. So American Jew, you're over here. American Black. Black American, African American, for the longest time, the mainstay. You were so understood, so taken for granted, so much a part of the party. Nobody even cared about you. Oh, they talked a good game, didn't they? Oh. The leftists love you. Democratic Party loved you from the days of, oh God, FDR to an extent, but really LBJ and RFK and oh my God. Leonard Bernstein and Radical Chic. They even loved the whole Black Panther thing. This is it. And then all of a sudden, what happened? Guess who the Democratic Party decided? They don't want you. You can't be trusted. You don't vote. You don't do what you're told. Now we've got a whole crop of new folks coming over the border, and they love this country. They're family oriented. They're cohesive. They work. They love to be here, and they'll do whatever we say. They're just glad to be here. And if we tell them we want to move to Roanoke, Virginia, or Duluth, Minnesota, to maybe change the population for a new census, to build more congressional, districts for our goal of a permanent Democratic Party, they will do it. They're just glad to be here. Sorry. So long, American, Black, African American. You get in line with the American Jew. Sorry. Turn your back on you too. And then let's talk about the gays. Oh. Everybody was solidly pro-gay, right? Right. Well, not so fast. Nope. Guess what happened? Now we added that T thing on LGBT. The what? The T. What's the T part of this? Well, the T part of it's a little different. You see, the T part is something that's a little kind of weird. What it is, specifically, it works kind of like this. For reasons we will never understand, for reasons we will never grasp, or you will never grasp, we decided all of a sudden to embrace a group of people called transgender. We knew they were there theoretically. We kind of subsumed them under the rubric of what was called, gay, LGBT. But for reasons we don't know, for reasons we will never understand, and for reasons that don't make any sense to a lot of folks, we decided we're going to put all of our efforts and all of our attention to those folks. What do you say about that? What? Yes, that's it. This is the thing. Transgender. That's our focus. Transgender in schools, transgender in sports, transgender in remember, it started off with just the bathrooms and public restrooms. Transgender this, transphobia, transgender, non-binary. See ya, gays. See ya. Homosexual men, lesbians. It's been nice. Not interested in you anymore. We like this. Non-binary. Because gays and what we used to call lesbians, they were never non-binary. They might have been a bit androgynous. They might have been this. They might have been, quote, effeminate. But there was never this thing about them not being a part. Whatever the hell this means. Do you hear what's happening? Do you see what's happening? See ya. So now we have the Jews. We got Black Americans. And now we have gay folks over there. Oh, and Asians. Well, nobody cared about you, especially when you were being clobbered by every jadrul on the streets. Nobody cares about you. You're done. You're finished. Oh, and one more group. How could I forget? American Latinos. Sorry. We like these folks. Yeah, you were here first and you were working hard and you waited in line and became an American citizen. Yeah. We like these folks who come from Venezuela and Cuba and we don't really know where. They come in, all of the little girls and boys, most of the girls who were just lost and just turned into the trafficking groups. Just let go. See where this is? And what do you think? You think anybody's talking about this? No. You think the Republican Party are ready for this? No. I can create a movie, a story, to tell the American people that will not only get people to vote for me, but will arouse people. And I would say, folks, you've got to figure this out. American Jews, Black Americans, African Americans, women. Oh, forget women. I don't know where that is, but women. How could I forget? We don't even want you anymore because we have judges who say, can you define a woman? No, you don't even exist. What if I told black folks, can you define a black folks? A Negro, as we used to say? No. They don't exist. Women don't exist. Jews, blacks, gays, and women. The quartet. See ya. That's the Democratic Party. And what are people talking about? I don't know. This is why I don't fit in with these folks. See, what I don't fit in. See, I don't understand these. I don't understand why people watch this complete shite. That's all. I heard somebody the other day say, "Hey, you want to come on the Hannity show? I'll throw a football. You can be in our studio audience, and I'll throw a football at you." What? What the hell is going on here? This is the voice. This is the preeminent voice of the radical right. This is the voice that's going to lead America into 2024. The man. And what's Trump doing? Trump's just yelling at the judge. Trump's having fun because he's pissed off at this judge and he's yelling at everybody. And America doesn't care anything about this trial. Nobody understands. It's a civil trial. It's important to Trump, but it's all about him and it's unfair. And America doesn't know anything about this. America doesn't care about this. Let me stop for a second. Am I getting through? I hope so. I think I am. I think I am. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. So let me remind you, dear friends, please do me a favor. Please make sure that you please subscribe to the channel. Hit that little bell. Make sure you know what's going on, okay? And by the way, as we spoke, there's dark times ahead. I know you don't want to hear this, but it's true. So what should you be paying attention to? This. All right, fellow patriot, let's talk about My Patriot Supply, the country's largest preparedness company, and it is more than equipped to stock your shelves in times of emergency. You can ditch the canned vegetables in the box, pasta and the banana chips and the jerky. Their best-selling 3-month food kit provides delicious breakfasts, lunches, and dinners that last up to 25 years. Now, these meals offer over 2,000 calories every day, with a balance of protein and carbs to keep you fed and ready to go in the event of an emergency. Just add water and heat, then eat. Start or strengthen your food supply with this 3-month food kit from My Patriot Supply. So go to preparewithlionel.com to get ready. Preparewithlionel.com. I'm going to say it again. Preparewithlionel.com. Go now. It appears that Trump is winning in five battleground states that are critical, that should scare the hell out of the Democratic Party. You know what's going to happen, right? As I've told you, Gavin Newsom is going to move in. Joe Biden is going to move out. He's going to take himself out of this particular whatever. Yeah, nobody's going to demand that Joe explain why. He's making a deal. Okay, look, I'm going to pardon myself. I'm going to pardon my son. We're going to get all this federal stuff out of the way. There's no state stuff out there, right? Okay, we're going to wrap this up. I get to keep my money. Yeah, the hundreds of millions. Okay, you're not going to charge my fam. Okay, go. Okay, I'm out of here. I'm going to be in exile. I'm going to go. He's going to go to some home. You're never going to hear from him again. You will never hear from him again. He'll go to Wilmington or wherever he goes, and that's it. Gavin Newsom comes in. Gavin Newsom is better. He's smarter. He has more of the look. He knows the routine. He knows the schmaltz. He knows all this. And the thing that is the most important is that he is effed. I think you know what I mean. He's got this mess. What is he going to offer the American people? Seriously. Unless they steal it again legally. Now, since last time, everybody was afraid, and I know, that the Republicans, whoever it was, stole elections legally. They didn't break the law because, well, they were never caught, or the laws don't apply, or whatever. So let's stop this bullshit and pretend that, Joe Biden didn't. Stop it. Stop it. And we keep seeing people stuffing up. We know this. We don't need our good friend Dinesh D'Souza to figure this out. That's number one. Number two, we were taken for a ride regarding COVID. Oh my God, we just and the stuff that is coming out now. Oh my God. You are never going to hear the end of it. And all of these famous people, they're just dropping like flies. I don't know why. I'll let other people do it. I'm not saying anything. What do I know? I'm not a doctor. But that's number two. We never bought any of this stuff. We're sick and tired of this stupid Russian, Ukrainian. Nobody cares about this. This is America. We don't care about Ukraine. Don't even understand it. And we sure as hell, America don't care about Israel. America doesn't care about Israel and Hamas unless, and here's the kicker, unless Hamas comes here. And they will. Because they are here. Do you hear what I'm saying? They are here. They're here. And you're going to see it, my friends. Let me tell you something right now. You're going to see it no matter what. Because there's a whole bunch of folks out there. You know who the white hats are, right? These are people who are supposedly, Intel is not. There's a lot of folks out there who, believe it or not, are patriots. And they don't like what's going on. They don't like the fact they used to consider themselves to be the good guys. They were a part of Intel, and guess what? They just didn't. They just kind of said, "Oh, we gotta put up with this stuff." You're going to see something happen. And you're going to see the following. Something awful is going to happen. Some event, some catastrophic event, something terrible. Hamas will take credit for it, or credit will be given or appointed or whatever it is. Hamas will take credit for it. Hamas will say, here we are there. And then we can say, by the way, you see those people on the streets? You see those young girls spitting at photographers and ripping down posters and pictures of kidnapped Israelis, and all those people standing on the steps of prestigious or once prestigious, vaunted, storied law schools. Yeah, all those people. Guess what? That's Hamas. They're here. They went to the White House. They were charging. They weren't charged with anything, blood on their hands or paint or whatever it is. If this were a Trump rally, they'd be under the jail again. Now here's Gavin Newsom. What the hell do I know? Whose side am I on? Who? You want to go on the Palestinian side? On the side of Hamas? Go ahead. That's the way it's going to say. Gavin Newsom. Now, remember, when I tell you this, let me say this again because people are going to misunderstand me. And that's a story of my life, and I recognize this. I understand, and you understand, that there are Palestinians who absolutely mean no one any harm. They are innocent. They live in squalor. They have been killed. They have been as part of a war that's been going on. And you can try to apportion who's responsible. But you see the pictures. And there's kids and elderly and folks up there they are. And you know it, and I know it, and we all know it. Okay? We all know this. Only a fool doesn't understand this. Only a fool doesn't grasp what is happening. You know it, right? People in Gaza don't mean it. The people who live there, they're not terrorists. They're being held hostage by Hamas, whether they voted them in or they're doing it. Come on. But that's not what you're going to tell the American voter. It's too many moving parts. They're not going to follow this. You're going to tell them it's all Hamas. It's Israel versus Hamas. Hamas is in Gaza. Gaza, the attack. They're the ones who did it. They have to be beaten. And believe it or not, and this is something which folks do not want to recognize. But let me tell you this. People love winners. And they have never seen anybody win anything. Now, I don't know if Israel's going to win anything in this. But do we fight? No. What's our record? Lousy. Oh, we go to what? Grenada. We left Afghanistan. I don't know what the hell we did in Iraq. What are we doing? Nothing. Can we stand up to them? No. Can we compare to them? No. Absolutely not. So you can talk about all this all you want. But when Americans see bulldozers and infantry and they see people in uniforms, you don't understand this. Remember, it's my movie. I'm saying this is what a country looks like. See, this is a legitimate force. Hamas isn't. Hamas, they're terrorists. They hide underground. They're subterranean. They're like termites. They come out at night. They attack innocent people. They go to concerts and grab women and girls and old people. That's who they are. They're not men, right? That's the whole thing. People will never tell you this, but they say, you know what? And if you ask the average American, which side are you on? What do you think they would say? You know exactly what they would say. Now, is that right or wrong? You tell me. I'm not interested in right and wrong. I want to get Trump elected. I'm telling you right now, our only hope, listen to me, our only hope is Trump getting elected. Period. This may, I don't give a damn whether you like it or not. He's the only, if it's not for him, who? Kerry Lake? What? Ron DeSantis? That big mouth Nikki Haley? Give me a break. Trump is chemotherapy. Trump is crazy like a fox. Trump is a nut like a fox. Trump is great like a fox. Trump is wonderful. Trump is what you need. Trump makes sense. Is Trump perfect? Not even close. You tell me who's perfect. Tell me. Tell me. And the reason why and let me also tell you something. I'm going to let you in on a secret. And you're not going to believe what I'm going to tell you, but I'm going to tell you this. There's a lot of people who love him. Why do you think this went on in the news? It says, hey, he's winning in 5 states. If they say he's up by 5 points, he's up by 10 or 15 points. How many of you believe that it's possible that that most people want Trump to win because they are disgusted with what's going on? Yes or no? How many do you think Americans really secretly say, please, we need a leader? We all live in squalor. We're seeing crime. We're sick of this transgender sports stuff. We're talking about kids who are having their lives ruined. How many of you fine people think it is exactly possible for there to be an overwhelming support for Mr. Trump? Tell me. Sparky says, tell people what they want to hear, then do what you want. Paris Hilton, thank you so much. Tell people what you want them to hear. Don't make it complicated. Don't explain Iran and nuclear and this. No. Don't. Nobody cares about it. Make it very simple. Very simple movie. Very simple movie. Professional wrestling. Good versus evil. Mannequin. Heel versus babyface. That's it. Hamas are in our streets. Hamas are ripping down signs. Hamas are affecting our children. Hamas are at law schools. Hamas are and when you say anti-Semitic, you know what? I don't think that has any. I don't think anybody really understands that. I don't think that. Don't. You can do it. I think it's valid. Doesn't matter what I think. See, what would affect me is not what would affect most Americans. I'm sorry, you know that's true. You know it and I know it. But let me explain something to you. It's very, very serious. Listen to what I'm saying. This is all about the movie. And the movie is that Hamas is the bad guy. So you have a choice, America. You want Hamas? Vote Democrat. They're so schizophrenic, they say, yeah, we're for you, Israel. Israel said, what are you talking about? Really? Really? What's that all about? What is that all about? And you've got the rest of the world right now who is involved in this. And let me tell you something. Trump can win this. My friends, I'm telling you again, Trump can win this. Trump, if he gets his shit together and stops talking about this trial. Nobody cares about their trial but you. Do you want to win the election or not? Do your thing, act up if you want, and then when you come out, talk, go back to your camera every night at Mar-a-Lago and tell the world what needs to be done. Do you hear what I'm saying? Okay. Does everybody here subscribed? Is everybody here a subscriber? Does everybody here like this video? You've got to like this. This is critical. Okay? And also keep in mind, you know what next month is, don't you? You know what makes a great stocking stuffer, don't you? Let me tell you about my great friends at MyPillow.com. MyPillow.com. And by the way, use promo code Lionel. Use promo code Lionel and receive a free gift. No purchase necessary. And yes, I realize that gifts are free. It's a tautology. Get over it. Sue me. So what are we talking about? How about Giza Dream bed sheets, My Pillow 2.0, sheets, slippers, percales, towels, quilts, bedspreads, mattresses, mattress covers, mattress toppers, linens, kitchen towels, bathrobes, name it. Items to luxuriate and relax. And don't forget, Christmas is just around the corner. And yes, it makes a great stocking stuffer, and it's fine for dad or grad. Made by the greatest company from the greatest people in the greatest country. Or call 800-645-4965 if you're OG, and see how quickly Mike Lindell answers the phone. 800-645-4965. But don't forget, only use promo code Lionel. That's mypillow.com. Promo code Lionel, mypillow.com, promo code Lionel. I recognize the fact that I'm a lone voice here. I recognize that. I get it. I understand it. I don't expect anybody to understand me. I don't expect anybody to come on board or to say yes, because I live in a world all by myself. I don't have a name of my party. I don't have a party. I'm not a conservative. I'm not a liberal. I'm not a libertarian. I just see things the way they are. And I don't ask any questions. And I see you the way you are. And I accept it. I just accept it. I don't give people a hard time about it. But I know what to expect. I know what to anticipate. And I know when to get my hopes up and when to abandon all hope completely. That's what it's about. My friend, let me explain this to you. And let me see if I can put this into perspective. Most of us live in a world called La La Land. We live in a world where we have our friends, we have our social media, and we dive into it and we look at, I don't know, things like TikTok or Instagram. Look at our food. Oh, look, there's food. You want to take a picture of our food? We can do that if you'd like. I'll take a picture. Hey, there's the Super Bowl. Did you see the game Sunday? That was great. That was wonderful. Let's spend time with the family. We don't give a damn about Israel or whatever. Ukraine and Russia, whatever. It'll get done. That's over our head. We're America. We've always been like this. Don't expect us all of a sudden to care, because we don't care. We don't care. We didn't go to school. We don't really know. I mean, history's sort of. One of the benefits of being an American is that you just don't care, because things kind of just, we're the top dog, and other countries, they have riots and they have problems, not us. We're the United States. And we just don't care about this stuff. That's precisely what people think. So I come along and I say, okay, what do you think this is? Well, my interest is that I don't care about talking to people who already have your audience. I love John Mearsheimer. I think he's the greatest voice, and I heard him in a discussion with an Australian, and I'll be damned if, what do you think he was saying? He was saying the same stuff he has said about Budapest and was it Budapest? And how NATO basically wheedled and cajoled and goaded Russia into. Oh my God, same stuff over and over and over. Well, Hamas is. I'm listening today to a friend of mine. I love him. He's a good buddy of mine. Mark Simone. He had a Michael Goodwin. What did Michael Goodwin say? Hamas is a terrorist organization. The UN calls them as terrorists. Hey, Goodwin, what do you think Hamas looks like to people in Gaza? What do you think they are? What? Doesn't care. And this guy, Pulitzer Prize winning, Michael Goodwin was like, the same stuff. Mike, what do you do? How many times are you going to say that? Is there a list? Is there a number of times where you say, I'm going to try to say this 100 times by Christmas? Edie Crowley says, Mr. L, I have resigned to the emergency enema, but what if Trump's megalomania takes over? Good. I'll take it. And thank you. Who's in favor? Who's in favor of Trump megalomania? I'll take it over this desuetude of Biden. I'll take it in a heartbeat. Please bring it on. Anything. I will take Trump at his worst or whatever it is. Fine. But I want to go after people who've never thought about voting. How do I get their attention? This is Hamas. And the first time there was an explosion, a bombing, a death, something that is, quote, terrorist with Hamas on it, that's it. Game changer. And that's why it's going to happen. Whether it is Hamas or not. Hate to say it, but we know all about false flags. We know agent provocateurs, agent provocateurs. We know what's going to happen. And what do you think is going to happen then? And then they're going to get this dude, and probably a dude, and they're going to say, where'd you come from? Well, I came through the southern border. There you go. Thank you. And that's it. Your town's next, my friend. So if you want 4 more years of trans athletes giving away billions of dollars or whatever, more COVID, if you want this, you vote for Gavin Newsom. Go ahead. But remember that line from Jack Reacher, that great line. Right before this guy wants to get into a fight. Remember that he goes in the back and these 4 guys are attacking Tom Cruise. And then one guy really wants to fight him. He says, okay, let's get this on. But remember, you wanted this. And you voted for this. And the next, and other stuff is still going on. You do know that there is a police officer who will, sometime, it's just by virtue of happenstance, will kill and shoot a young black male, and it will be ruled improper or whatever. And there will be a George Floyd too. Ben Crump comes in, and they're ready to go. Antifa moves in. The plywood futures hit the market, and we're off and running again. BLM's not going anywhere. BLM is like Hamas. They're an ideology. They don't really exist. Well, Hamas actually does stuff. BLM just takes money. You got that? Stephen Lynch says, how many non-Californians will vote for Newsom just to spite Trump? Non-Californians? How many Democrats will vote for any Democrat, Stephen, just to spite Trump? It's true. There were people who will never vote for Donald Trump no matter what. There are people who will never vote for Gavin Newsom no matter what. It's the people in the middle of this Gaussian curve. That's the people I want to talk about. Who are the people who are the independents, the non-committed, the uncommitted, and those who can be poached? Bobby Kennedy, forget it. Bobby Kennedy went the way of Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson's like, who? He had his chance. He's done. Tucker Carlson had his chance. He has drifted so far from the gravity of importance. Nobody cares. He's going to talk to Assange. Oh, that's nice. It doesn't matter. He will never have the position he had when he was with Fox. He will never have it and never have it again. Never. He had his chance. He was caught off guard. Maybe he's working something out to keep his money, and they let him do a few. I don't know, but that's gone. Believe it or not, the person who kind of makes more sense, strike that. The person who has more of an impact is Bill Maher. Because Bill Maher goes into the left community, and at least he has some kind of cachet with them. He does something. Joe Rogan is still the number one, the most important media person in this country. Number one. The others are a waste of time. And even though they're wonderful and I love them and they're popular, Judge Napolitano, Scott Ritter, the Duran group, the Duran Mearsheimer, Sachs, and others. It's the same thing. It's this. I know. Whenever I hear me, I know. I agree with you. I know. I know. You're right. I'm not learning anything new, but I know you're right, and I agree 100%. But I want to know, people. I've got to hear how people are going to transition away from this. So you just keep thinking about this. All right. So to Stephen Lynch, I thank you. Edie Crowley and Sparky, thank you for your kindness. Thank you for your generosity. Thank you for your love. Thank you for making this worthwhile. Thank you for the tip. Thank you for the contribution. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for making me feel like, yes, there's somebody out there listening. I hope so. Because, like I said, nobody wants me. I'm not left. I'm not right. I hate all TV shows. I hate all programs. They're stupid. I don't get along with people. I never have. The people that I like, you've never heard of. And the people that I like that you may have heard of, I like them for only short amounts of time. Not always, just certain things. Because what America and the world really need, nobody's talking about. All right, dear friends, you have a wonderful and a glorious and a fantastic evening. Let me thank you again for your kindness, for being with us, and for enjoying our little moment. We will see you mañana. We will see you mañana right here at 8 a.m. And until then, dear friends, I always remind you as we bid adieu for the evening, and you accept my heartfelt thanks. Remember this valedictory: the monkey's dead, the show's over. Sue you. Tate.